Nope.
Yep.
Are we live?
Yes.
Is it broadcasting?
It's broadcasting.
All right. Look at that. The whole world can see us. All right. I got this.
Fun.
You got that?
Yep.
I got this. I don't need this. We should put it away. It'll be just distracting. So just
Throw it over there.
All right.
Okay, we're ready.
Are we ready to start?
Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
So this is our first Wednesday night live. So welcome. We're so excited to have all 0 of you here, but I'm sure you're all going to be jumping on here real soon.
Really soon.
Really soon, and we're going to build this. I'm pretty committed to making this something fun, inspirational, educational that you guys look forward to every single week.
I'm letting the people know that we are live.
Live. Well, I would get my phone, but I threw it. So,
I got it. I'm gonna post.
Are you gonna post it on my page too?
Yep.
You're just gonna.
I'm gonna get there.
It's gonna post it on my page too, so that's pretty cool. So you guys, this new format, we spent a lot of time really contemplating, really talking, really thinking like what works best for everybody, what works best not only for us, but for you, and to really take you where you want to go in your business. And what I know is that you need to be plugged in. You can't expect a microwave to work if it's not plugged in, or a crock pot. See, Mary's like a microwave. Super fast. You know, you came in, we plugged you in, you went to the top. And it's okay if you want to be a crock pot. Then you stay plugged in and you're cooking things slowly. Mm-hmm. Mary's got a crock pot going on right now. I can smell it. Mm-hmm. It smells delicious. We have a couple of fragrant candles going in here too, so it's kind of confusing. It's Tahitian breeze and garlic chicken. So
it's odd.
It is. It's odd. It's odd. But anywho, back to the point. When we were really talking about what was going to benefit you to move forward, whether you want to move quickly, whether you want to move steadily, we know being plugged in is important. And we're both moms, and we know a lot of you are moms. And even if you're not moms, you're students, you have work, you have relationships. And as we're growing in our units, you're starting to get more spread out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got consultants in Montana and California, and Mary, you've got Florida. Mm-hmm. Like we're all over, New York, mm-hmm. all over. So it's really doing it this way, we're going to be able to work with you guys, give you the training, give you the inspiration you need to move forward, and have everybody be connected. So we have our new format. Our new format is every first, third, and fourth Wednesday of the month, we'll be clicking live, and we will bring you to us. You can bring us to you in your own home, yes, on your device, whatever works for you. The second Wednesday of every month will be
an extraordinary experience.
Tell me more about that.
The Hayden Studio.
Yes.
So it's going to be so much fun. We are going to have food. We're going to have prizes. We are going to be it's literally going to be an extraordinary experience. This is our first one coming up on this is our April tea party. And so we're going to be posting that, and we're going to be celebrating spring. And so that is going to be on the second Wednesday of April. It's April 12th. It starts at 6:00. Everybody's invited. So be there. Do not miss it. We have some really fun things planned out for that first extraordinary experience.
So our thought is that if you can know that you can plug in live from wherever you are, living your life 3 Wednesdays a month, that then you could transition to making it a priority and carving out that time to be there live on that second Wednesday of the month. And that's where you're going to get your prizes, your pins. There will be food. It will be a lot of fun. It will be worth it for you to get a sitter, to ask for that night off from work, to travel the hour or 2 to get here. We are committed to making it an experience that you don't want to miss. Mm-hmm. Now, that one will not be broadcasted live because we're going to be just too busy having all the fun, doing all the things. So what else is going to be really cool about our April Tea Party, Mary?
Oh, hats! I'm like, I don't know. Because it's a tea party, everybody needs to wear their tea party hat.
Okay, so we're going to wear hats, and we're going to have a contest for, we're all going to get a vote on who has the best hat. You guys, we're going to do it so, like, fabulous. There's going to be, like, cucumber finger sandwiches and lemon curd and baby scones, and we have some beautiful prizes and rings that we're going to be giving away, mm-hmm, and Easter eggs, and of course there's the pins and prizes that you're going to earn for like moving up, but there's going to be stuff that you can earn and get entered into win just for being there, because we want to recognize and honor every single one of you. Mm-hmm. So each week you're going to find a Google Doc. It's going to remain pinned to the top of both the Dash and the TNT unit page. Mm-hmm. This week, when I was creating it. I forgot to put where you put your name. So technical difficulty.
No big deal.
Recreated that. So now there's a place to put your name, which is exciting. So next week, make sure you get that filled out, and we will be recognizing sales, faces seen, shares booked, just to give that shout out to each of you every week for moving forward in your business. And you guys, this is not only designed to recognize you for doing the things that are going to move you forward, but it's also designed to hold you accountable. You know, this is what Crystal, our national, does for us on a weekly basis. And I can tell you, when I go in and I'm filling it out and I'm like, 0 faces seen, $5 in sales, you're like, I don't want to do that. You know, if I've had a bad week in my business, and hers is Wednesday too, and it's like Monday, like I'm already thinking about it, and I'm like, yep, I better like pick up the phone and get some reorders. Like I better find a face to facial, so that when she's saying the names on the meeting, she's not like, Mary Lyons, $0 in sales. Like, that's no fun. So it's also designed to hold you accountable and move you forward, because wouldn't you agree that one of the hardest things about this business is holding yourself accountable? Yeah,
because you don't have anybody, there's no have to.
There isn't.
So
we're not your boss.
We're not your boss.
You're your boss. So allow that accountability for him to be your boss. And we added there a place where you can share anything that you want to celebrate, anything you're excited about. Maybe you got a new team member. Maybe you went out and warm chatted for your first time. You know, maybe you had a really fun party, and whatever it may be, sharing and celebrating your wins is going to be, oh, put a hat on the light, just soften the side of my face a little bit. That's cool. Is going to be a place that we want you guys to do that. You know, even if it's something little, like you put your first facial box out, or you know, like I said, warm chatted the first time, we want to celebrate that, because you getting out of your comfort zone and doing that and being excited about that and sharing that is going to allow somebody else to say, okay, if she did it, I can do it too. And that is just like paying it forward.
Yes.
And then there's a place where you can ask questions and things you want to be trained on. And each week we will address those questions. Now, as we start rocking and rolling with this new format, we are going to have people featured on here. We're going to have people who are consistently turning in their docs, people who are consistently seeing faces that are, well, their face will pop up right down there, and they will be live with us for you to answer questions and for you to get it trained by them. So next week, we're going to be featuring Rayanne, who is a consultant in my unit. She's been in for about 2 months, super busy teacher. She was committed to doing 1 party a week to bring some extra money in for her family every Friday night. She's been doing that consistently, and every single party's been almost $1,000, if not more, in sales. And so we're going to invite her on to share her tips, her tricks, what she's been doing, and pour into you guys. So, you know, we want to see your face on here. We can learn from all of you. And I think that's what you guys need to remember. It doesn't matter if you've been in your business for 1 year or 100 years. I can sit at your feet and learn from you. And so by you being engaged and holding yourself accountable and seeing the faces, we're not only us, but all the other consultants are going to get that opportunity to learn from you as well. So that's very exciting. We forgot to introduce ourselves. So because we have new consultants, some people don't even know who you are or who I am.
That's right. That's
We're just
right.
Crazy people.
Just the crazy people.
So
okay.
Who are you?
So my name is Mary Lyons, and I have been building my business for 1 year and 3 months. And
what's your favorite thing about your business this week? Because it's always changing.
It's always changing. My favorite thing about my business this week is the girlfriend time and the camaraderie that comes along with this business.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Okay, cool. It is fun.
My name is Rachel Kellogg. I have been building my business with Mary Kay for over 7 years. And my favorite thing about this business this week is the flexibility, the ability to, you know, put my time where it's needed and be able to put my business on the back burner. My husband just had surgery. My mother-in-law's in town. It's just like a crazy lot going on. So I get to move my business around to accommodate my family. And I think that that's very powerful. Yeah. And it's not affecting my business. It's not affecting my family's paycheck. It's not affecting the women that I'm mentoring, because we're making it all happen. Yep. And it's just about rearranging. And I love the ability to rearrange and make it flexible.
I love that.
Cool. Okay. So that's the new format for meetings. Now, we want to see you guys face to face. We want to be in your space. So we have created 2 opportunities every single week. If you want to be in our space, work with us, for you to do that. And so Mary, we tell them about those.
Yeah, so the first one is going to be every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we will be working at the Hayden studio from noon to 4. And this is just your opportunity to come in, bring your leads with you, bring facial box stuff with you, bring whatever it is that you want to work on with you to the studio and work right alongside Rachel and I. We love to work together, and so we'll make phone calls with you, booking calls, or plan out your week, or plan out your goals, or whatever that looks like to you. Just come and be in our space and work right alongside us. It's super duper fun and a very productive time for you.
Absolutely. And honestly, even if it's something that you're like, I don't really know what I should be doing, sometimes just coming and putting yourself in the space of other people that are doing things, it will excite you. It will give you a new idea, help you think a new thought. And I mean, if it's nothing besides you come and have a couple laughs with us and see, like, this business is fun. We have fun while we work. And so it's something that you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to have all these things figured out, or I need to know exactly what I'm doing. Just come and be, because you will figure it out as you go along. And that's what we're here for.
Yes.
We don't have it all figured out.
No,
I definitely don't have it all figured out.
We just have a ton of fun though. And then you'll be able to hear others make booking calls and figure out how they're organizing things or whatever that looks like to you. So
I heard someone make a booking call when we were in the office on Tuesday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I loved what she said. And it was something that I'm just going to add into my booking calls. And it was somebody that I'd never heard make a booking call before. And so, like, learning from each other.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're going to pick up. You don't know what you're going to catch. But what you do know is you're not going to catch anything if you're not there. So I know a lot of you have jobs like 9-to-5ers, and that's not always an option. But if it is an option, we'd love to see you. We'd love to be in your space. So that's one of the ways that you can always be in our space during the week. What's another one?
Another way is plug in with us on Sundays, Sunday Power Days, where we have facials at 11, 1:30, and 4 o'clock in Spokane Valley. You just need to RSVP so that we know how many people to expect, how many guests you're bringing, and who you're booking into those time slots. And that is your opportunity to bring people to us. Rachel and I do the class, or up and coming leaders are doing the class right along with us. We're opening, we're doing the skincare part, and we're doing the marketing. So let us do the sales and the recruiting and the booking for you. You can sit right alongside us and check out guests, whether you need us to help you with that because you're just getting started, or you want us to listen in on you on checking out, or maybe you don't even have guests. You can come anyways and sit with Rachel and I as we are checking out our guests. And just a really great way of training. This is how you learn and grow in your skincare class, is by hearing it over and over.
It's like a broken record.
Yes.
And it's not for you to, you don't have to feel like you have to copy us and do everything exactly the same as us. It's more about just kind of like.
That's my crock pot.
Her crock pot. Dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready.
It's exciting.
It'll stop in a second. It's done.
Okay, so it's a great way for you to just get the general information, just get the general vibe, to use it to create your own outline. And this is a great opportunity as well, if you aren't able to plug in with us on Tuesdays, to come.
Yep.
Because we can help you make booking calls. We can, do anything, any part of your business that you are not feeling super confident in. This is where you come and you grow that confidence. So that is Sunday Power Days. Tuesdays in the office with your director, Wednesday night live. And then the other thing that we will be recognizing every second Wednesday. So we want to keep our promotions really simple and something that you know that you can count on. Consistency, not new frivolous things every single month. We're going to do themed, like our second Wednesdays are always going to be themed. There's always going to be fun surprises. There's always going to be a little bit of different things, but we want to keep the things that you're earning really, really consistent moving forward, so you can know what and how to win. So obviously your pearls of sharing. Those pearls are gorgeous. Like, that's the first prize that you're going to earn in Mary Kay, your pearls of sharing. The second thing is right now the company is doing those in bracelets through July. And so focusing on the $600 wholesale order and getting and rocking out your beautiful bracelets. Like, these bracelets are fab. And then the third thing from us each month is going to be the 10-10. And so what that is 10 parties held and 10 sharing appointments held. So that is most of what?
For the whole month.
For the whole month. Yep, for the whole month. That is, I know for most people in my unit, when they come in, they're wanting to do right in that 2 to 3 parties a week thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're doing that activity and tracking it, you're going to move forward in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have the opportunity to step up into leadership if you want. But most importantly, you're going to be growing and building a business that will financially benefit you and your family. And if you are when you are doing 10 parties a month, you need to be, working this business full circle, share the product, share the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So it should be pulling those shares from it. So it's not necessarily you have to add the team members. It's that you have to do the activity that will get you to where you want to go. That's 1 share per party. When you're doing 10 parties, you should be getting, double that. So it keeps it really simple. And so each month there will be a beautiful jewelry set that you can earn. We may switch it up sometimes and do like a purse or something fun for the season, but that will be whatever you earn every single month. And there will just be a 10-10 sheet that you turn in before our recognition event to earn that prize. So the first one is the 12th, the tea party. You will have that to turn in. If you're not there yet, you still have plenty of time to get there.
Yes.
So next thing, last minute career conference. Career conference is this weekend. It is not too late to register and come. You can register on site. There is still spots available. Mm-hmm. You guys, I cannot tell you, for me, my vision of Mary Kay and what it could do for me was caught at career conference. Career conference changed everything for me. It was literally a life-changing experience. I knew I could do great things in Mary Kay. I heard people share with me their stories. I mean, I sat at Leah's feet. I sat at Crystal's feet. I saw Leah's diamonds. I saw Pink Cadillac. So I thought I had the vision. I thought I knew what it could do for me. But I'll tell you what, the second I stepped into career conference, my mind was blown because I realized that it was so much bigger than I ever imagined. And it all of a sudden became a vision, not just for myself, but I realized how many other women's lives could be impacted by my choice and my decision to move forward in this business. And I saw how many women's lives there had been impacted. And all of a sudden, my journey in Mary Kay went from something as far as like a selfish financial growth to a magnificent movement to pass on and share to other women. And so I know that thinking about it being last minute and the cost and the gas and whatever, it's one of those things that it's like, you can't afford to go. Well, you can't afford not to go. It's not expensive. We actually have a spot in a hotel room. I think we have 2 spots. Mm-hmm. Actually, we have 2 spots that are still open in the hotel. If you guys want to jump on in, we'll, carpool, chip in for gas. Like, it's $90 to register on site, right? Or is it $95? $95. But when you place your next product order, you get $95 taken right off of the bottom. So you get that back in free product, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So if it's something that's been kicking around in your mind, I really, really do encourage you to make the decision to go, because it has been changing for me. Now, Mary, last year at Career Conference, you were in DIQ. Mm-hmm. What did you think? What was your experience?
I loved, there's a couple of things that really stood out to me. I loved the different trainings that were available, because there's different trainings available depending on what level you're at. And so I gained so much from the training that was there, but not just for me. I know that my team members that were there as well were super excited. Also, I loved the just camaraderie of everybody being together. It was super fun to see just like multiple people that we knew going across stage myself, and just being able to cheer each other on. That was so much fun. And actually something that really blew me away that I wasn't expecting, I know this might sound just like that's very simple, but it just kind of shows you exactly where the company is at and how awesome the company is that we opened in prayer. And that was just huge for me. Most of you know I have experience with direct sales in the past, and I've never had a company do that before. And I just think that speaks volumes about the integrity of the company. So I love that.
That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever shared that with you.
No. Yeah. See, I just learned something new. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And you guys, Career Conference is really designed to give everybody a place to win. So, I mean, you're like, how do I walk across stage? Like, how do I get to walk across stage? You can walk across stage for being a senior consultant, a red jacket. Like, if you're in my unit, you'll get to walk across stage for being part of a Cadillac unit. Like, there's so many places for you to win. So if you're sitting here like, okay, I think I want to go. We're leaving the day after tomorrow. What can, like, reach out to us and be like, where can I win? And we'll be like, we'll find you that win. Yep. We'll get you on that stage, and we'll make it an extraordinary experience. You were happy that you made the decision to go.
And there's random prizes.
Oh,
very exciting.
They
have like this thing come up on the screen, like random prize time, and they just draw names.
Oops.
And they're giving away,
Oops. Want some Michael Kors?
Vince Camuto.
Oops. What did Ellen won last year? Remember?
The sunglasses.
She won Marc Jacobs sunglasses. Oops.
They were gorgeous. Yeah.
Didn't Michael win one year?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. So they're just giving stuff away. It's really fun.
It's amazing.
Okay. So that's career conference. Last thing before we dive into our training this evening is red carpet event.
Red carpet event. Okay, so Rachel's gonna see if she can pull up the flyer. If not, we'll post them again.
We will no matter what.
Yeah, we will no matter what. Red carpet event is on April 1st and doors open at 9:30. It's at Center Place,
Spokane Valley.
In Spokane Valley. And what this is an event for you to be celebrated. Lots of different areas of recognition. There is actually a Google form for you to fill out so that you get the recognition that you deserve. And it's from a lot of different directors in the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area. We all get together, and so you're going to see a lot of different consultants. There are prizes. It's a red carpet event. I mean, you are going to be celebrated, and we have a super special Cinderella surprise for you guys. And so I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. It's going to be so amazing. Red carpet event. Here comes the flyer, so you can see that. We'll post it again so that you have that. And yeah, did I miss anything?
Yeah, the deadline.
This is the time sensitive matter. You need to fill out this Google form by tomorrow
at noon.
So don't miss that.
You guys, if you're here, if you're local, like be there.
April 1st. It's awesome.
Just kidding.
And especially star consultants too.
Yeah, all star consultants are going to get recognition and prizes.
Yeah.
So yeah, be there. Okay. So let's so each week what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 parts of training. One is going to, and we're going to switch off who's going to do it. One is going to fill up your cup mentally and emotionally, and the other is going to fill up your brain book, actual practical skills that you could take and use. And each week the theme will be different. And this week I want to talk about your plate. And what I mean by that is we all have a plate in life, and that plate has got many different things on it. And I think as we grow in life and as we get older and go on, our plate keeps getting more and more full. And there are so many things on your plate that keeps piling up. And then when you add Mary Kay to it, oftentimes when you hit that moment of crisis, when you hit that moment of, I cannot handle anything else on my plate. We've all felt like that, right? My plate is so full, I can't handle anything else on it. Our brain switches to, what can we remove? What can we take off of our plate? And the truth is that there are things on your plate that you can't remove. If you're a mom, you can't remove your kids. If you have a 9-to-5 job that's paying your bills, you can't really remove that, as of right now. If you have a sick family member that you can't remove that. So there are things on your plate that you can't remove. And so when you start a Mary Kay business, whether you are brand new in the business or you're restarting the business, or taking the business to the next level, when we hit our moment of crisis, our moment of frustration, our moment of wanting to shut down, we always subconsciously, frantically go to figure out what can we remove? What can we take off our plate to give us a sense of, to just like loosen the load a little bit, to release a little pressure. And so often what I see people do is think, I can remove Mary Kay. Because you can, because it's your business and you are in control and you don't have a boss. But I really encourage you guys to think of this business a little bit differently, to look at this business almost like a lifeboat. I meet lots and lots of women, and I've mentored a lot of different women in this business, and some start this business and some never start this business. But in my talkings and dealings with women over the years, I would say 90% of them don't love their job. 90% of them are looking for something more. 8% of them love their job with a passion and don't want to ever give it up, but it doesn't do what they needed or wanted to do financially. And then there's the random 2% that are rocking and rolling in life, love their job, make all the money, and have no desire or need for anything else. But I'm not exaggerating, you guys, when I say that that is an incredibly small percentage, an incredibly small percentage. Most of the women I meet are not fulfilled in all areas of their life. Most of them are in what I like to call survival mode. You know, when we're little girls, we have the ability to dream, and we have our whole life in front of us. So we're always thinking, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? What did you want to be when you were a little girl?
Neurosurgeon.
Nice. Like Dr. Derek Shepherd.
Yeah, exactly.
From Grey's Anatomy. I wanted to be a country singer. I'm tone deaf. Literally tone deaf, and I cannot carry a tune or a beat. So you hit this point, and it's usually, for me, or from what I've seen, it's usually somewhere like right around graduating from high school that you kind of forget. You forget that you wanted to be a neurosurgeon or that you wanted to be a country singer, because your path is either laid out for you really clearly, or oops, life has fallen in your lap. You know, you graduate and some of go to college, and some of you get married, and some of us have kids, and some of us, you know, everybody's story is different. But once that path has been taken, all of a sudden you switch from thinking about becoming a neurosurgeon to thinking about putting food on the table, to thinking about keeping the lights on, to thinking about getting to the next day or the next step. And if you're in school, it's getting from one paper to the next paper, to one degree to the next degree. And then when you get out of school, it's one job to work your way up to this promotion. And it's just becomes monotonous, and it becomes overwhelming, and it becomes survival. And all of a sudden, life goes by like that, you guys. It goes by so quickly. And now we're sitting at this place where we look back and you go, holy crap, where did the last 10 years go? And when you take a moment to stop and breathe and you go, wow, remember when I wanted to be a neurosurgeon? Like, wow, remember when I wanted to be a marine biologist? Wow, remember when and then we laugh at it like, oh, that was silly. When the truth is that no, it wasn't silly. It was our dream. And most of the time, our dreams are linked to something bigger, meaning I'm going to guess that your dream to be a neurosurgeon was not because you actually wanted to dive into people's brains and remove tumors, right?
It was because of the money.
Is because of the money. Okay. My dream to be a country singer was not because I loved singing. It was because I wanted a platform to be able to move and inspire people. So the truth is that, which is not happening through singing or dancing for me. Well, maybe. I mean, if you've ever seen me dance, it can be very inspiring for those who think they can't dance, and then they see me dance and they're like, oh yeah, I can dance.
You're like the man on the hill.
I am like the man on the lone nut. But this lone nut needs friends. Okay, the lone nut starts movements.
He does.
I am the lone nut.
You are. That's what I said.
All right. Okay. So usually our dreams.
We'll find that video and post it.
We'll find the lone nut video.
Well, you guys
and it's okay to be the lone nut.
Awesome. It's an awesome video.
It is an awesome video. I've danced in that place before, particularly maybe alone.
Lone nut, you.
Lone nut. Okay, so usually our dreams are linked to what is going to create the vision for our life. So thinking about, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon for the money, because that money was going to create the life you envisioned. And what did that life that you envisioned? It probably was a beautiful home and a car. Like I wanted a pink Lamborghini.
Close.
I
got
a pink Cadillac. But if you take it back and find the deeper meaning, usually your dreams are linked to this vision that you have for your life. And getting back to most women that I talk to aren't living their vision that their little girl dream was linked to. They have switched to survival mode. And we've become so darn programmed to think that that's just what we do. That's just normal. That's just it. That is what it is, that we don't do anything to change it. And Mary Kay is that thing on your plate that is adding something extra. But it is that thing on your plate that can knock off so many other things that create the ability to go back to that vision. It is your lifeboat. It is your lifeboat. Reach out, grab onto it. And I want you guys to really think about what I'm saying and apply that to your life and your situation. Just thinking of people that I've chatted with lately. Okay, students, maybe you're in school right now and you have your career completely laid out for you, and you know where you're going to go, and you're like, okay, I've got classes, I've got extracurricular activities, I've got an internship, I've got school, I've got this part-time job. I can't put Mary Kay on it right now, but how could Mary Kay benefit you? Well, it could now provide you an income while you're working towards your field that opened up more time for you to focus on what you need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me on this?
Yep.
It's very hard to find a job when you're in school that works around your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about putting 3 to 5 hours a week into your Mary Kay, you guys, you can honestly make an extra $500 a month. If you're looking at, if you're in Idaho, minimum wage is $7 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours do you have to work to make $500 a month? And now that time that you're working for minimum wage, and even if you're making $10 an hour, let's say, ooh, that's good, I can do math with that. If you're making $10 an hour and you want to bring home $500 a month, how many hours is that? Is that 50?
Hours.
That's 50. That's 50 hours.
Well, not including, then they're also going to take taxes out. So it'd be more than that.
50 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot me in the head. I would never want to work 50 hours. Jesus Christ. Okay, no. I'm sorry. Are you praying for me right now? Okay, this really got me really worked up. So nobody wants to work 50 hours for $500. Like, seriously, I want you to break down the numbers that you're working for your return. And so in the beginning, you're thinking, I'm already working these 30, 40, 50 hours for this paycheck that I can't get rid of because I need it. So gosh, putting Mary Kay on top of it does seem like a lot. It does seem like, wow, it could be overwhelming. But would you be willing to work an extra 3 to 5 hours for a few months to be able to completely eliminate that thing that was taking 20, 30, 40, 50 hours of your time with infinite growth potential?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other thing. You may have your perfect plan laid out right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do. I know I did at one point in my life, had my perfect plan laid out.
Yep.
But sometimes the universe is like, just kidding. Plans change. You get thrown these lemons. You get thrown these curveballs. And so it can be a lifeboat in so many avenues. I mean, let's say you're going to school. You're totally set in your career. You know that this is what you're going to do. And you're working your Mary Kay on the side, 3 to 5 hours a week. You build it as a business. It's bringing $500 extra for you a month. That's awesome. That's allowing you to focus on your studies. That's allowing you to get your homework done. That's allowing you to excel in your schooling, into your career. And then you get into this career and you realize you don't like it. You get into this career and the company you're working for goes bankrupt. You get into this career and you get married and your husband something happens and you have to be a caretaker for him. Like you don't realize how, until something happens in your life that makes you realize how quickly life can change, you don't realize that. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I encourage you from the bottom of my heart to don't wait until that happens. If you can think and find and carve out 3 to 5 hours a week to build your Mary Kay, it can be a lifeboat for you now and in 10 years and in 5 years, because once you've got this consistent business going, 3 to 5 hours a week, making $500 to $1,000 a month, you can grow it. You can grow it exponentially. So if you're in a place right now where you're working 40 or 50 hours a week, you're not in school and you hate your job and you're overwhelmed with life and you're thinking, gosh, how can I even put Mary Kay on my plate? I want you to think of a different thought. I want you to think of, gosh, how can I not put it on my plate? Because if you don't put something on your plate that is giving you the ability and the opportunity to change your situation, you will go 1, 2, 3, 10, 20 years doing the same thing. The monotony, the survival. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't add something that's going to bring the possibility and opportunity of change, mm-hmm. then you're stagnant. You're stuck.
And that's it.
That's it. And so wouldn't a really overwhelming, bustling plate for a short period of time be worth a life full of opportunities and openness? Mm-hmm. I mean, I work like 25 hours a week, you guys, and I make more than $500 a month. I make enough money to support my family and live a lifestyle. And I can tell you in the beginning of building my Mary Kay business and getting here, yeah, it was a little overwhelming at times. Yeah, it was stressful. Yeah, there were $0 parties, and there were times that I thought, gosh, I could quit. There are times now when I feel like, is this really for me? But you know what keeps me here is the alternative, is the thought of going back and working for somebody else and not being in control of my life. So I want you to look at your plate, and I want you to think, am I doing something right now that is going to allow this plate to be everything I envisioned it to be as a child? Am I implementing the tools, the opportunity, the things that are taking you to the direction that are what you visioned your life to be? And if you are at a place right now where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what that was, it's time to get back and envision and bring those dreams back and figure out, what do you want it to look like? We live this life once. We should be running like our hair is on fire to live out our dreams and to be able to create those opportunities for our children and to be able to pass that on. So your plate is full. Your plate will always be full. As women, we are in the middle of a crisis, getting over a crisis, or getting ready to start a new crisis. There are very small periods of time when we're not in crisis mode. Do you agree with that? Mm-hmm. And they're all different. Like, you're like, oh, sweet, this crisis is over. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, another crisis is beginning. Like, you can't anticipate them. You don't know what they're going to look like, but you do know they're coming. The fire is coming. That's life. As women, we wear all these different hats, and we are out there, and we are go-getters, and we have that innate desire to caretake, to help, to support, and that like inner tenacity to grow and be more. And so crisis is part of that. Mm-hmm. Your plate will never be empty enough where you hit that perfect time that you're like, it's a perfect time to do Mary Kay. There's no such thing. You have to create that time. Road to greatness, road to your vision, road to your dreams is not paved with muffins and teacups. It's paved with growth, stretch, hardships, joy, tears, fire. It is paved with pushing through and doing it anyway. So wherever you are in your business right now, I encourage you to do it anyway. Remember, when you said yes to the opportunity, what did you want it to bring for you, and decide right now to go get it. Mm-hmm. It's not too late. Whether you're brand new, whether you've put your business down, whether you're rocking and rolling in your business, decide today, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm committed. I have the desire. I'm going to run like my hair is on fire to create the life that I've always dreamed. And then your plate will magically open up, and your life will look very, very different. Mm-hmm. So with all that awesomeness being said, what are some tips, tools? How can they actually practically apply this?
Well, I think that number one, that when you're feeling in a place where you're feeling like, oh, this is overwhelming, or this is chaotic, or whatever, is really to switch your thinking into that. Like, remove the word overwhelming from your vocabulary, and instead remember to think of it as, you will always have those feelings when you're moving forward. Mm-hmm. When you have growth in your life, in your business, in your personal life, wherever feel chaotic. Mm-hmm. And it's just like when you're rearranging your living room, or when you're moving into a new space, that things get chaotic. Things are out of whack. You have boxes, or your furniture's not in the right places. But you know that you have the end goal in mind, and you know where you're going. You know what it's going to look like when you're finished. And so you power through it and you get it done. And so it's the same thing with your business and your mindset. And instead of thinking of it as chaos, let that fuel you and excite you to know that you are in the thick of it, and that means that you're moving forward. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the number one thing, because like Rachel said, we always have a full plate, always. And then also just being really practical with your time. And, it might mean that you do cut out things like watching Grey's Anatomy, or maybe you're watching it at a different time that's not an income producing hour for you. You know, you can be making booking calls and Grey's Anatomy is on. Choose your booking calls over watching television for that hour, and watch it at a later time. You know, like shift and move things and really prioritize your time. I have a really great worksheet that I can post on both of the pages for you that has just a list of 10 things to do, a daily planner, and then a spot for people that you need to connect with during the day. And I love this planning sheet because number one is if you are not somebody that likes to plan out your hour by hour, fine. But do yourself a favor and at least have a to-do list. At least have a list of things that need to be accomplished.
Then you feel accomplished.
Yes. And I always say, plan your day before your day begins. So before you go to bed at night, just write out what needs to be done. That way, if you're somebody who's squeezing in Mary Kay in between your kids, your student work, your full-time job, your husband, all of that, then when you have a spare 10 minutes, you have your to-do list, you know exactly what needs to be done. So rather than being like, oh my gosh, I need to work, I need to do things, rather than overthinking it.
What do I do? What do I do? Ah!
I'm so busy. Just pick up your list and just start knocking things off one at a time.
It feels good.
It
like
feels
literally
so good.
checking things off and start like, I think you told me this, put something like the easiest thing atop, like something that's just like stupid simple. Cause then you get to go, whoop, check.
Done.
So excited.
And you feel accomplished. You feel good. And those are the things that we're talking about that you can share with us on your weekly accountability sheets too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That the things that you accomplish, the things that you're feeling really good about. And you guys, it really starts with those small items to get yourself in the groove of winning. And once you start winning, whether it's I did my dishes today and I made a couple booking calls and I sold one mascara, whatever it is, no matter how small it might be, and I'm saying small in the fact of like, it doesn't matter.
A win is a win.
Start winning. And then you are putting yourself and your mindset in this place of feeling like the things that you're doing and knowing that that chaos is exciting. And that is what will keep you moving forward. Yes.
Chaos is exciting.
Yes.
It's all your perspective on it.
Yep.
Because if chaos isn't happening, like what are you doing? You're just bored.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing. John Maxwell says there's no such thing as balance. There is no such thing as balance when you are moving forward in your life. So just when people ask us that all the time. Yeah. How do you balance your work life and your family life? You don't.
And it's okay.
You prioritize your time.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And that is the way that it is. And when you have that mental shift of that the chaos is exciting, that you know the end game, that you know where you're going. And maybe, like I said, maybe putting off watching Grey's Anatomy until later at night or whatever that is. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. And that is most important thing.
Don't sacrifice what you want most for what you want right now. I love that.
Yeah. So I think number one, the practicality behind it is really just planning it out, is having that to-do list and start winning no matter where you're at in your business.
And I think a lot of times if you actually sit down with a calendar or with a daily planner and you fill in those things that you have to do, like your job and taking your kids to soccer and your dentist appointment, most of the time when I sit down with people and have them do that, they surprisingly find more time than they thought they had.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of what are you doing in that time. And like Mary said, if you plan your day before it begins, now if you have, 45 minutes between picking the kids up from school and soccer practice, you're not spending half of that thinking about what do I do? Because you're prepared, I'm going to make booking calls. So as you're getting ready for your day before you go pick your kids up from school, you have your date book in your bag and you got your stuff, your people to call. So when you're waiting in lines with the kids at school, you're making those booking calls and you're prepared. It's not, oh my gosh, that would have been a really good thing, but I forgot it at home. And where's this? It's simple. And I am like the world's most unorganized person. And I don't I fight structure. And so doing like a map out my day hour by hour just like makes my head want to explode. but making a list of the 6 most important Mary Kay things to do and the 6 most important personal things to do a day is great for me, and it makes me feel accomplished. It really does. I love checkbox. Like, I love saying I got things done. It gets your brain thinking. And oh my gosh, if you do this before you go to bed at night,
yep,
you sleep so much better.
You sleep so much better.
Because you got everything all mapped out. And now it's like, oh, I know what I need to do. And then the next day when you do it, you're like even more like calm and you feel like really good. And you're like, oh, I got all this done. And then you got this again. And then now you're excited for the next day. Like, the more you start doing that, the more excitement grows. And I mean, even if you just sold 2 mascaras a day, I mean, that's like just going to take you like 30 seconds of time and you just made $15. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And
something really simple.
What's really awesome about this too is when you have just a list of to-dos and you just start knocking them out, the great thing is that it does bring so much peace to your day that you have like this harmony. You have like, and then you do find that you actually have more time. And
harmony, not balance.
Harmony, not balance. And so then because you are structuring it out like that, and because you know exactly what to do and you're not having to constantly like rethink and feel overwhelmed because you know everything's laid out for you, then you have the time to make dinner, to sit down with your family, to just
enjoy Grey's Anatomy.
Enjoy Grey's Anatomy and be in the moment. Be in the moment with whatever it is that you're doing, because you know that you've been checking things off all day long, and it brings so much peace and time to you in the long run.
It does. You know, multitasking is this thing that we think is like so amazing, and we, you know, I used to brag about it. I'm such a good multitasker. But the truth is it's not a good thing, because it pulls your brain in too many different areas. And I don't remember what the statistic is, but it's like 20 minutes for your brain to reset or something crazy like that.
That's awful.
It's a long time. And so rather than, and that's where all of a sudden you start feeling that overwhelming pressure and chaos, and you go back, oh, my plate's too full, I can't handle this. It's because you're trying to do your dishes while making your booking calls, while watching Grey's Anatomy, while your kids are running around, while your husband's talking to you, and all of a sudden none of them are getting your attention. Dinner's not great, the kid's crying, your husband's feeling, you know, unappreciated, and your bookings don't hold. Whereas if you knew what you needed to do and you had, you know, your stuff where you're, like I said, waiting in line for kids, 2 bookings, okay? You had planned dinner ahead a little bit. Now you can sit and listen to what your husband's having to say. You're not doing your dishes until income-producing activities are over. And then at 9 o'clock, the kid's in bed and you're doing, like, it. We will always have chaos. It's find harmony. Find harmony through finding where you can plug in the time, making your list, and deciding that it's worth it. Because that's what it all comes down to. It's a decision. Is it worth it to plug this business into my life? And I can tell you, if you can sit and say an extra $500 a month will benefit me, and what you would do with that, then it's worth it. If you can honestly look in the mirror and honest to God say to yourself, $500 extra, $500 to $1,000 extra a month would bring me no relief, no joy, no benefit, then maybe it's not something that should be on your plate. But what I can tell you is I started this business for money. I don't stay for money. I stay, and I've grown 7 years in this business because of the self-growth, because of the environment, because of the culture. And so maybe you don't need money. But do you need joy? Do you need recognition? Do you need self-confidence? You can find so many things in this business when you allow yourself to. When you allow yourself to be at peace with your decision, to give this business a real shot. Anybody I know in this business who has given it that full shot and really worked it never regrets that. No. People that don't move forward in this business, or that in most of the time they stop before they start. They don't open their starter kit. They don't do that first party. I've actually had a lot of people that think chaos happens. Okay, maybe this isn't something I want to do. And I say, you know what? Let's just do your first party. Let's just do your first party. I'll come do that party for you. After that, if you want to keep going, great. If not, you'll be active. You can order as little or as much as you want. And I'll service your friends and your customers moving forward. I think once that I've done that, has somebody not at that moment decided, oh my gosh, wait a minute, I just made all these sales. This was a lot of fun. So much easier than I thought. Like we build it up to be this big, hairy, scary thing in our mind.
Right.
When it's not. It's simple.
Simple.
We teach people how to wash their face. It's not rocket
Simple.
science. It's really, really simple. And through that, not only are we bringing financial gain to ourselves and our families, but we are instilling confidence in women. You know, we are empowering women. We are making women feel beautiful, and we're empowering ourselves while doing it. So it's more than sales. It's more than lipstick. It's more than cleansers. It's a movement of empowering yourself and empowering others. And so looking at your plate, keep Mary Kay on it. Find the deeper meaning in it. Prioritize. Try to find harmony, not balance. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
No, I think that's perfect.
Awesome.
Okay.
Make it a powerful week, ladies, and we'll see you back here next week.
Next week. Next Wednesday.
Make sure you turn in your accountability sheets.
Bye. Goodbye.